Today we're going to be presenting our client strategy paper. I'm presenting this with Rihanna Gabo, Jay Powell, and I myself, Elijah Maloney. Our goal for this presentation is to guide our client through the strategy formulation process, starting from creating a mission vision statement and ending with some action items we recommend, as well as their cost versus benefit analysis. Our client for consideration is Tall Order Barbecue. They are a startup barbecue food truck, and their location of choice is the Lake of the Ozarks. The company is owned and operated by my friend Jacob Lohman. Our client's vision statement is to become a mainstay restaurant in the Lake of the Ozarks area with a goal of evolving into a successful and well-known chain of restaurants. Their mission statement is to provide fresh and affordable barbecue to the people of the Lake of the Ozarks and supply the area with unique recipes and fantastic flavors. In the next slides, we'll analyze our company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to help us in the strategy creation process. Now, due to the nature of our client's business, Tall Order Barbecue has multiple strengths specific to their organization. Because our client operates from a food truck, their overhead expenses are largely limited to fuel, raw materials, and equipment maintenance. This operation model allows them to avoid many of the reoccurring costs typical to traditional restaurants, including facility and dining area upkeep, rent, and other additional utilities. They can also have highly personal customer experience, since day-to-day operations are face-to-face. The owner and staff are able to engage directly with customers and create a welcoming and memorable atmosphere. Our client also has the ability to offer highly competitive prices, again, due to their limited overhead and the ability to prepare a significant portion of their menu items in bulk. Lastly, our client has the unique advantage of mobility, allowing them to relocate to areas with higher demand and increased foot traffic. This flexibility enables them to position themselves where customers are most concentrated, maximizing both visibility and sales opportunities. Now, some of our clients' internal weaknesses include no employees to support operations, limited experience with essential business applications, and the absence of a formal bill of materials or standardized pricing framework. They also have a small working area. Out of these, we believe the most critical are his limited working experience with business applications and the lack of the formal bill of materials and formalized pricing, as these components are foundational to a functioning and efficient business.
Our client also has unique external opportunities at their disposal. They can attend local festivals, fairs, and seasonal events to position themselves in high traffic environments. They can also partner with local businesses and breweries to bring unique products and flavors to their menu, which can further reinforce their community-focused brand. Additionally, their mobility allows them to capitalize on catering opportunities for weddings, corporate events, and private gatherings. Lastly, as more high-quality food trucks are introduced to the market, the overall food truck culture expands, creating increased consumer demand and greater market potential. Our clients' external threats include rising food costs and supply chain volatility, increasing saturation of the food truck market, shifting customer preferences, and stricter local health and food regulations. Rising food costs pose a significant threat as ongoing economic and political uncertainties continue to disrupt supply chains. The next slides, we will use these strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities we have identified to develop strategic recommendations across all four SWOT quadrants. The following are our SO strategies, which use the client's internal strengths to take advantage of external opportunities. Utilize a strong customer experience focus to differentiate the brand at festivals and increase the likelihood of receiving repeat invitations. The focus of this strategy is to create memorable, positive interactions with customers, which builds strong brand awareness and helps the food truck stand out in crowded environments. This could also establish a positive reputation with event organizers and increase the chances of being invited back to future events. Capitalize on the low overhead structure to offer competitive pricing that attracts large crowds at community events. For this strategy, because a food truck avoids many of the high costs of brick-and-mortar restaurants, our client can price menu items more competitively, which helps draw larger customer groups and drives higher sales. Leverage the mobility of the food truck to prioritize setting up in high-traffic areas and at major events. This strategy highlights the fact that since the food truck can move to wherever demand is highest, it can maximize foot traffic and visibility, which can increase profit potential. The next section outlines our WO strategies, which analyze internal weaknesses versus external opportunities. Join food truck groups and associations to gain business knowledge. As the culture grows and more businesses enter the market, there are more opportunities to gain business knowledge from others in the food truck industry. This would provide resources, mentorship, and shared business knowledge, which can help our client gain valuable experiences in areas they may be less familiar with. Use events and catering opportunities to expand staffing and business capabilities. Catering opportunities and events present a strong avenue for profit growth as they typically bring in high foot traffic compared to regular operations. The profits from these events can be reinvested back into the business, which can focus on increasing staffing and operations and expanding the business. Analyze local restaurants and food trucks to establish a competitive pricing strategy. Competitive pricing analysis can help our client determine where they should be positioning their prices to ensure they remain competitive while still maintaining healthy profit margins. Next are our ST strategies, which analyze internal strengths versus external threats. They are as follows. Use low overhead to offset rising food costs. Again, since the business doesn't have the same costs as a regular restaurant, it is better positioned to absorb rising food costs. Even when prices fluctuate, the overall impact on the bottom line may be smaller, which can help the business stay profitable despite supply chain volatility. Use mobility to react to shifting customer preferences. Because the food truck isn't tied to one spot, it can relocate to areas where people are more likely to want barbecue, including barbecue-focused events or even Southern-themed weddings and functions. This flexibility allows the business to follow demand and stay competitive even when preferences or conditions change. Deliver memorable customer experiences and maintain affordability to stand out in increasingly competitive food truck markets. Standing out in the food truck industry is important as more businesses enter the market. Positive customer experiences can create word-of-mouth exposure, helping to increase brand awareness. Additionally, maintaining affordable pricing attracts a broader range of customers and encourages more people to try the food.
Our final section in the SWOT quadrant analysis focuses on WT strategies, which address internal weaknesses in the context of external threats. Use pre-ordering and text-in systems to reduce service times and help a single operator manage peak hours. These systems could help distribute orders more evenly throughout the day instead of having all orders placed during peak times. This could also provide the cook with advance notice of large orders, which could help with scheduling. Create a detailed bill of materials and analyze local competitor pricing to establish a competitive and revenue-sustaining pricing system. It is essential that our client understands all of the raw material costs to create his products so that he can accurately estimate expenses and set prices that enable profitability. A bill of materials can also provide transparency into cost per item, which can be used to create competitive prices. Introduce menu items with lower raw materials costs to maintain affordable pricing without sacrificing quality. By adding new barbecue items with slightly less expensive, but still high-quality ingredients, the business can reduce overall material costs. This is especially important as meat prices continue to rise and can allow our client to maintain affordable prices while not compromising on food quality. The following two slides encompass our current recommendations for our client, along with their costs and benefits. For our client, we recommend watching beginner Google Sheets training videos on YouTube, which we have included the link to. The cost for this endeavor is around 3.5 hours, and the benefit is experience with Google Sheets and the ability to efficiently track expenses and revenues, which are vital for running a successful business. We also suggest watching YouTube videos on beginner business management. The cost for this recommendation is around 1 hour and 45 minutes, and will give him the benefit of familiarity with general business management and goal setting, as well as additional business knowledge that could be useful for running day-to-day operations. In addition to the video recommendations, we also advise that our client focuses on budgeting and planning goals. The following are our recommendations in this area. Familiarize himself with ledgers and set up a business ledger to record all expenses and incomes. For this, we have linked an example for him to reference. The cost for this would be about 4 hours, which we estimate as enough time to learn the Google Sheet and input prior income and expense data. The benefits include increased transparency and a clear understanding of the business's financial activity. Create a bill of materials. This involves identifying all products to be sold, determining their associated cost, and calculating the quantities needed for each batch. We estimate this process will take approximately 3 hours. The primary benefit is the ability to plan and budget more accurately by estimating startup and ongoing production costs, which will also support the development of effective pricing strategies. This concludes our recommendations for tall order barbecue. The following are references. Thank you for your time and have a great day.